What's up? What's up? We are back.
Good evening.
Good evening, Carrie.
Hey, feel like I ain't seen you in forever.
I know last week was vacation week. We missed a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff to chat about today.
Yeah, but you had a good time with your family.
I had a great time with my family, supporting some Black businesses, just chilling. You know, Airbnb is the way to go. I'm gonna tell you. You don't even really need to go out. You can make everybody come to you. You know how I am about going out.
Right. I'm with you on that.
It was actually really relaxing, you know, and even to the point where the kids, like the little kids, was like, "Oh, we just want to go to the pool. We just want to be in the pool all day," you know. So
Yeah.
it made it easy, made it simple.
Oh, that's good. Those be the best times, yo.
Yeah. We went to a couple parks, but it was 100 degrees. So, you know.
You saw a lot of us where you were?
Not really.
Mm.
You know, not really a lot of us. You had to find us. Let's put it that way. We had to find us. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I reached out, you know, on the Blackology and got some info and updates on where we at.
Okay. So the Blackology can keep you connected.
Keep me connected. And it was a job well done because, like I said, you know, I love supporting Black business and everything. Everybody was like above board on it. So, you know, that felt good, you know? It felt good. So
that's good. Well, you look refreshed.
I feel refreshed today. Today I feel refreshed. Quite a cold.
Okay.
Of course, you know, I thought I had COVID, but I was dying. But it was cold. Took 3 COVID tests. Matter of fact, I'll probably take one when I get off the phone again because my voice is still a little hoarse.
Oh, I get it.
It was just a summer cold, girl. I was going to go to emergency room. Then I was like, no, too many people in the emergency room. I ain't going. I'm going. Yeah.
You was being just a little extra, but I understand.
Yeah, being extra. You know, a summer cold is a terrible thing, you know?
Yeah.
Then you're thinking, I'm in Florida. These niggas don't respect the COVID.
Right. They wide open, yo.
Exactly. So, what's going on with Carrie? Carrie, it's the end of another quarter, Carrie.
End of another quarter. You know, I'm just coming off of like 2 weeks of drumming and dancing and performing for Juneteenth and stuff around here. So my energy's still a little high, you know, on that. But to your point, it was a little scary, like, because I was really like my first time out around like hundreds of people, and so many people just coming up, hey, how you doing? Long time no see.
Right.
You know.
A lot of this. What's up? But yeah, I did a lot of stuff outside. So
yeah,
we went on the drumming world tour because he was doing 2 and 3 events a day. I was like, dang, she's been hot.
Girl, yeah, I think we did like 3, 4 events in one weekend in like 2 days or something like that. So it was all good. And you know, the part that I like is that you could tell when, like, this is the first time Black people have been exposed to African music or drumming, dancing, you know, that aspect of the culture, in its realness and, you know, authenticity, like straight out of Guinea. Yeah. But the women were more amazed than anything, I think, to see women drummers. Because me, Bonnie, and Tamika, we fucking held it down on them bottoms. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just hold the whole shit.
You know, I be looking at you just on the regular, and I'm like, Karen, make me want to go out there and boom. Yes.
I'm telling you, it's because for me, it's a music with a meaning. You know, it means something. It has purpose. Like, each rhythm is intended for celebration or, you know, a wedding, or, you know, it's usually always something very positive and uplifting. And believe it or not, as you play, you can feel all of that. And then you're thriving off of the energy, off of the other people who are playing as well. So it's all me.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that. It's a couple more things I want to do in the summer. I'm still a little cautious, you know. I always
Yeah.
outdoor stuff. I still not real keen on a whole bunch of indoor with a bunch of people. You know, still not keen on it. And just because people nasty. It ain't even about COVID as much as I'm looking at people just, you know.
You said people
I
nasty.
was like, y'all was nasty before COVID, but now I'm looking, I'm really noticing y'all some nasty ass. You know,
Extra nasty now.
you clean your hands, wiping your mouth and your nose with the same tissue. I want to touch you.
You gotta make me throw up.
That's how people do. That's how people do. But you know, it ain't just COVID. It's just people nasty. And it just makes me notice it now when I'm out and about. And but again, I said I was out in the streets the other day, but I was just picking up stuff, popping the trunk because people just wilding, and I don't know. I guess one day I'll be good, but for now, I like my life the way it is.
I know that's real. I'm trying to preserve mine for as long as I can.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And we
Mhm.
55, so hell, we look good, but we 55.
We damn good.
We look good. We look good. We look good. Monica decided to join us today. Hey, Mama.
Well, looky.
What up, what up, what up?
What's up, Molu?
How y'all doing?
Wonderful, baby. Good to see your face.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Good to see you guys. What's up, Melanated Mayhem?
Yeah.
How y'all doing out there?
We was just catching up, it's the end of the quarter. Just shooting the shit with each other, seeing what's going on. What's been going on with you?
Not much, man. In a fight with T-Mobile/Sprint, we had our house invaded and set on fire back in 2017, and they stole 2 of our iPads. So I've been trying to resolve that issue for 4.5 years, and found out that they've been charging me for one device, so they owe me about $1,500.
What?
To do everything they can to get out of it. That's a whole nother conversation about poor ass customer service that we need to talk about.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, I got stories too.
That's terrible.
They're about to turn it. They're about to turn into what do you call it? They're about to turn into AT&T, because that's AT&T's motive. They'll keep you on hold, so you will just say, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't that type though. You ain't built like that.
They better get it. I've been at this for 4.5 years. Y'all gonna fix it. They're gonna send an email talking about, just a reminder, because we merged with T-Mobile, your device isn't gonna work after tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
That's a whole topic.
It is. It's a whole nother topic.
A whole topic. But it's we was talking earlier, I was like, it's so much that had been going on, since we actually been on last. Let me just preface this conversation first. We get with this first. July 4th coming up. Just wanted to know how, Black people felt about July 4th. I don't know. We probably talked about this last year when we was doing something, audio or something. But let's talk about it this year. So, what are we doing as melanated people? Are we celebrating? Are we enjoying it? Are we just taking a day off? Or, what are we doing for the 4th?
I'm doing what we've been doing. I'm just going to eat on that day. Forget them. I'm educating and learning on our day on Juneteenth, but I just eat and be happy. And, I don't know what else to say. If we don't know it's really a slave day, I don't know what else to tell the people. I really don't.
Well, I'm going to be helping my drum teacher teach a class in Williamsburg to some youth. I think it's like a 4 to 6 week project. So I'm excited about that. But, I'm off work that day because my job says it's a, company holiday. But we ain't get Juneteenth off as a company holiday. And But we did last year, right? Because last year was the first year it was celebrated, I think, nationally or federally or whatever. Didn't get it off this year, so we had an all hands call the other day, and one of the employees during the Q&A posed that question. Well, what happened with Juneteenth? Why didn't we get it off this year? Are we going to get it off next year? And the CEO of the company I work for tap danced a little bit, and then she said, "No, I'm just going to answer this question directly. We have to partner with the other segments of Adecco as a whole, because it's like so many different small companies under the umbrella of Adecco. We have to partner with the other companies, and we're going to come up with a whole conglomerate holiday schedule, and we just started doing that." Then she says, "Well, but you got MLK Day off." And I'm like, did she look? So I'm in the chat. I'm talking to the other black folks on my team. I'm like, what did she just say? Did she really just say that?
She
Like,
did.
nigga, you better be fucking satisfied you got that nigga holiday off. You ain't getting this nigga holiday off, nigga.
Well, I get all the nigga holidays
It's
and
very-
folks holidays and whatever.
And basically said, if you feel like that about it, take the day off, which I did.
Your PTO. Your personal PTO.
My personal, which I did, and which I will continue to do. There is no fucking way I'm gonna come in there and work for y'all, on this day that we celebrating my people's emancipation. What kind of fucking sense does that make?
Jay going through that too, Carrie. It's funny.
Really?
He posed it and he sent a letter to corporate on it. And so what's so funny about it is his corporate office is in redneck ass Kentucky. Sorry for the Kentucky people that live in Kentucky, but it is what it is. Don't get fooled by the gold and Fort Knox. It is what the fuck it is. Okay. But how about the corporate office got it off though?
Oh, the field didn't, but corporate did.
There you go. There you go. There you go, sis. There you go. Yes. And so their story was that they left it up to each state to decide, each state's board or whatever to decide who was going to do what. So he's waiting to either, get some answers back, or they're going to come up with this schedule or get fired. He don't know which one it's going to be. Feel like they might got a target on him, but he really don't care. Because
he's working on the bigger and better things always anyway. So that's why I wear my thriving shirt, because that's how I'm feeling today. So
this is a stepping stone. This is stepping stone, dollar bill. You gotta snub your toe a little bit, but it's all right.
We ready to level up. We ready. That's what that is. The level up. The level up. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do 4th of July. You know how I feel about it.
I know.
Fly no flag, but I feel like, whatever.
But I know you're gonna buy black. You do that anyway. But I think we should put an emphasis on buying black.
Mm-hmm.
4th of July.
Right, the 4th of July. Right, exactly. Love that 4th of July. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling on the 4th of July. I don't even care about the fireworks or whatever, because half the people, they don't even know what they're celebrating again. Ignorant ass clear people. They it's independence from what? Civil War. Civil War. So if you just ask a few of them, you can get all kinds of funny stuff to chat about, because they ignorant as hell too. But yeah, so it's a lot going on in the news. The first thing I wanted to bring up was I was disappointed when I first heard it, but we all knew the leak and we all knew it was coming. I guess the finality of it when it came through, the overturning of Roe versus Wade, kind of just threw us all for a little loop, So I don't know. What's been some feedback you've been getting, Carrie?
Just total disgust on both, men and women's part. I'm always posing a question because I like for people to think. I want people to think, right? And I wanted to know from the brothers, like, what's your role in all of this? Because the narrative is about the woman, her body, the rights to her body and all of this, but it's not really that much narrative about the man. Like, how does he fit into this? Clearly, he fit into a vagina, in order to be able to create a baby. So how is he fitting into this aftermath of this, the overturning of Roe v. Wade? I'm going to say this unapologetically because, in my opinion, it's a white woman's fight. This is the white woman's fight to me. Her fight against, the white man. She already pulled us into her shit in the 70s with the women's rights shit, right? And had us thinking, we don't need a black man. The fuck we need him for? We don't need him, and we just played into everything. The whole plan with the separation of the family, as far as the government entity is concerned. So maybe things would be different if people have been fighting with us, with our brothers and sisters during civil rights. In the 50s, 60s, Black Power movement in the 70s, because it was a clash between the Black Power movement and this women's rights shit. We should have stuck with our black asses. Everyone should have come and fought this battle with us. Then we may not even be going through this, because this is just the tip of the iceberg right here. We're talking about violating someone's right, and dictating what they can and cannot do. This is just the beginning of that. So many other things are going to be put on the table, and boom, they're going to be overturned too. So I'm appealing to the men right now. What are you going to do in partnering with us with this bullshit?
Now, Sister Carrie, do we know if any black women were a part of this thing with Giselle and what's his name? That the white man had killed because they didn't want nobody to know that they were in on it too.
Oh, the Epstein dude?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about black women. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm
just wondering if they not have come forward because of fear. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they messed with black people. I think it was little white girls.
Mm-hmm.
And those people that were part of that ring, because it was the same people over and over. If you think about it, they're all really pretty racist. So,
but they like black meat. They like dark meat though.
Not as much as they like young white. So
no, they don't. But I mean,
And then you think about the times. They probably felt. I don't think it was no black people involved. Let's just put it that way.
Let's hope not. And if so, let's hope, some of them
are listening. Because it doesn't matter if they came forward. They got the books and the records. So they know all the names. So they can call them, or if they did, whatever. I mean, but, they can find the people. They have all the records. Because I don't understand that at all. If you're doing a crime, why are you going to, I never understood that part of it, but how are you going to document crime?
It's just like a serial killer or anybody else. You got to have what do they call it? Like a medallion or a reward or something, that you
can pay. You document shit.
That's what they do though.
You keep books, you keep good books and bad books. Why do you keep bad books? Just keep the good book. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm not a criminal mastermind, but to me,
I guess that
doing too much.
Which coochie was good, which one was bad.
Well, you know what? If you can't remember, then just do a do-over. I don't know.
when you talk about power feel like they can do anything. You know what I'm saying? They can keep names, keep books. Really, when you think about it, even though they were young white women, it's still almost like a slave mentality. You know, they kept books, you know, of who they traded and who they sold and this, that, and the other. So it's still kind of the same mentality when you think about it. It's just a different, you know, class of people, you know. But, you know, I want to go back to one thing that you and I talked about, Sonia, earlier, you know, when this thing with Giselle happened, that it's really sad that even though it's a white woman, but another woman has been charged. A woman has been charged. The guy died, killed, whatever in the hell you want to call it. And there's a whole bunch of white men names out there that nobody's talking about. And even to her apology to the victims, you know, I see the pain on your faces. You know, there's so many men that should be in this room. You know, still she's even scared for her life. Because to me, you know, 20 years, she 40, 50 some years old. I hate to say it, we don't know. She might die in jail any fucking way. So, you know, was it a federal crime? Was it considered a federal crime?
I don't know. But you know what? I just keep sitting there thinking, this white woman, how does this affect us? How does this whiteness affect us? You know what might affect us? R. Kelly's sentence.
Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. But I think it goes back to that, you know, we are expendable again. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, blue, green, it doesn't matter. The woman is expendable again. You know, you can put us in jail, charge us for the crime that we were assimilated with or associated with, but at the end of the day, you know, the uterus ain't worth a damn, the pussy worth grabbing, and you put our asses in jail to save the white power once again. So that's really what that is.
Are people still gonna listen to R. Kelly's music? Do people still listen to his music? Will he be, you know, still be the what is his title?
I don't know, but he has 55 years altogether, right? Am I correct? Yeah, 25 last week, 30 this week. And, you know, I have tried not to listen to R. Kelly music, but if they play the Cookout song, I can't tell you I ain't going to get up.
Well, I can tell you I ain't going to get up, but I might go.
Right, yeah. You get what I'm saying?
You know when they come on, Alexa, play it. I ain't gonna say that. I go to next.
When I think about my queen ancestors that have passed, my mom, my aunt, and all of them, and they play Sadie, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you I ain't gonna shed a tear and think about my previous.
I ain't gonna shed no tears. But I am gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Come over and be Alexa.
And that one he did with Lord, I can't even remember the dude's name, but that one song, you know, that's the whole party song. If we throw the party, this first day we come out on hands in the air, face it well.
I'm not gonna sing any R. Kelly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he doesn't touch shit, but he's a musical genius. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he is. Like,
there's some more people that need to go to jail, though. You know, even with this Jessane Maxwell thing, you know, I believe that there's some parents that knew what was going on with their kids.
Well, that's what I was going to say about R. Kelly, too.
Yeah, some parents need to go to jail. Because you put your daughter out there on a what if. And it's like the old people say, if was a fifth, we all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? And
some parents knew what it was. They pimped their children up.
They knew, but his workers and stuff knew what it was, too. And so now, you know, the only reason why he got caught was because his money was getting low. So then, you know, then the ex-wife wanted to put him out.
I saw some stuff though in watching that R. Kelly story that some of the parents really were trying to get their kids back.
They were.
What happened was they kept them until they turned like 18. Like they were there 2 years. He was trying. They would go to the police, and you know, then they wouldn't be there or they would move. So it was some parents, not all of them, but it was some parents who were really trying to get their kids. And then when they turned 18, they had been there 2 years and they were brainwashed, so they wouldn't leave. So, but it was some people the police would go there, he wouldn't be there. They would check and they wouldn't see the kids, or they would take the kid home and the kid would run right back. it was all that kind of stuff too. So I mean, not all the parents, a lot of them, but some of the parents really were fighting to get their kids, and they were still fighting when um once he got arrested, because by that time he still had women that were brainwashed.
Yeah, and they were threatened and everything. I remember that. But I still go back to, these punk ass parents. I just hate to say that. Who even in the athletic world, even in the sports world, who gives another man or another adult authority over their kid that you cannot oversee? Nobody lets their 16, 17-year-old go to somebody's damn mansion because he gonna teach you how to do a run, and he gonna guarantee you gonna woo like Luther.
But a lot of times your parent couldn't control you. Your parent ain't know where you was all the time. If you had got snatched up at 15 or something, because we said something and we want somewhere that we were supposed to be, nobody could go back and blame our parent. Because we weren't doing what we were supposed to do at the young age. So you can't call them punk ass parents, because kids are gonna be kids.
They are, but some of them you can't. I just feel like some of them parents knew. I feel like
and I agree.
And they capitalized off of it.
And I don't like to generalize, parents, because we all know that we weren't saints, and that
who want no saints? Girl, you better speak for yourself.
That we weren't saints, and that and it could have easily been one of us could have got easily kidnapped if it was today. You know what I'm trying to say? Or easily influenced. Yeah. And you think about it. R. Kelly still is R. Kelly. And a 14 or 15-year-old something, R. Kelly want me. I want for R. Kelly. I'm calling my friends. So I
still think it's timing. I think it's timing though. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys remember Norfolk when we had the biggest rap concert, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Run DMC, all of them came into town. We was at the Radisson Hotel over there at the waterside, and I came off the elevator with goddamn on LL. I wasn't going up to LL's room by myself. You know what I'm saying? My first
by yourself. We was
no, what I'm just saying.
At the party. We was everywhere.
We had a fear. These young kids didn't have no damn fear, and that's part of it.
I didn't have no fear either.
Oh, I was scared to go to an old man room, old man house. Grandma said the motherfuckers. Scared the death out of me. I'm keeping it real. We talking about that, Carrie. We talking about the worms. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I won't go into no old ass man house.
I know. But first of all, they probably didn't
I'll be the first motherfucker to tell you.
They probably didn't know he was old. They probably didn't know he was old.
Because he was short. Because the nigga's short.
I don't know how tall he is or nothing, but
I'm telling you,
he
might not have made 5'5". I'm serious. We were at the daggone when the All-Star NBA All-Star game was in DC. All right, I can't remember that year, whatever year that was. Me and Cam went to that shit. We down there at the Pentagon Mall. Folks just running through the mall. We was like, what the hell going on?
He is 6'1".
He ain't no 6'1". That's a lie. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. All I saw was a rabbit hat.
All I know is when he went to jail,
and the cool
they got his weight and height.
I don't care. He ain't no 6'1". They must have stretched that nigga. Him, Ludacris, they are not tall. I'm telling you right now what I saw. I didn't even know who he was. I had to stand up on the goddamn, you remember the water fountain, the fountain where you threw the pennies in and the daggone thing? Just to see who he was, because all his entourage was standing over him. And if you weren't right close up on him, you wouldn't have known who he was.
Ludacris is only 5'8". Bob Kelly is listed at 6'1".
I think Ludacris no 5'8". They lying their ass off. I was stood beside Luda. His ass is not no 5'8". They lying. They lying. If you go back, watch what I tell you. If they that tall, then let me ask you this. Because I had a producer tell me this, a camera producer tell me this. This is why they shot them at an angle, because it made them look like they were tall. Niggas ain't tall, man.
Who at an angle?
Well, like when they
R.
made their
Kelly,
videos and stuff.
Ludacris, yes, they shot them at an angle. If you go back and look, they shoot them at
5'8"
an
is
angle
not
to
that
make them
tall.
look
Karen,
tall.
what are you? 5'8", 5'7"?
Me,
Uh-huh.
5'6".
Oh, okay. Well, see, because
You
my
want
daughter's
tall as you.
5'7", so
Oh,
that's
they want
I
tall
can
as
see
you,
Ludacris
Carrie.
being 5'7".
I'm 5'1" and I claim 5'2", and I'm telling you, Carrie, they were not tall as you. They might have been a little bit taller than me. They lying. I don't care what Google say. They paid for them motherfuckers to say that. They lying. They might
Oh,
have got
Mark ain't paid nobody to say nothing.
I don't know. He might have been got his leg stretched or something. That nigga is not.
Because they got Kevin Hart is 5'2". That's about right.
You damn right. And they won't but a little bit taller than Kevin Hart.
No, Kevin Hart is short, Monica.
I know him mentioned.
Really?
Yes, that's why I don't like his ass.
He's super short.
He
I didn't
mega
realize
short.
he was that short.
Girl, please. Feet short, he short, fingers short, all that shit. Dick probably short too. I ain't fucking.
Monica, now you can't talk about a man's penis like that, Monica.
What? The average is how big? 46. Yeah, I can. My husband 5 what? He's 6 foot even or 5'11".
Yeah, I thought Jay was short. I thought Jay was short.
Yeah, he ain't see he right at 6 feet or he 5'11" or whatever. I'm telling you, I stood by them dudes. They is not that tall. They lying. They lying.
I believe R. Kelly tall.
Girl, he ain't. I'm telling you. I seen it with my own 4
I ain't never seen him in person because I ain't never liked him enough to, you know.
I never saw him in concert. I did want to. He was on my bucket list. I wanted to see him, but I never saw him in concert.
I mean, I liked his music. Don't get me wrong. I loved his music, but I just, you know, he just won one of mine.
Luda ain't no fat. I done been to a party with Luda. Luda ain't no. If it weren't for the stage, that nigga might be 5'6". I'm telling you. I might give him 5'6", and that's pushing it.
Well.
And see, they say LL Cool J now. They say he's 6'2". So that's about right.
LL tall. I was on my tippy toes when I came off the elevator with LL, and them motherfucking guns was like that, dog. His arm, oh, it was beautiful. Then you know how he do them lips and shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
For the church people, eat by shop. What you say, girl? Baby, that dude was everything. I'm sorry, Simone, but your husband finer than him. Oh,
she know it.
I got one. What about the dude who took his kid to McDonald's and didn't bring her other kids no McDonald's, and she ripped him open?
I don't know if this is a spoiler, but somebody said it was staged, right?
I believe
it was
that.
staged, but it was excellent, I think. And it opened up a whole entire fucking dialogue.
That's a whole dialogue for real.
And like they're ingenious. I give them the slow 80s clap on that
I
shit.
I do too. And I felt like it was stage carry, but I'm telling you, it is good. And only one person I saw posted the video for me to go back and look at it. And I was like, dude, get your kid, man. How you gonna tell a brother that's trying to do right by his kid that is his responsibility because they're his siblings to bring 4 20-pack of nuggets and feed everybody? Fuck out of here.
My cousin said, my younger cousin, he's not little, he's a grown ass man, but he is on Facebook and he said, see why you just abide by the court order and what it say. That's why you just
say that ain't my responsibility. That's what he said. He said that ain't my responsibility.
No McDonald's during the week, no surprises. Just do what the court order says.
But that fool say, how you just gonna bring? What she say? How you just gonna bring one bag, and so the rest of my kids just supposed to sit and watch him eat? That dude say, bring him to the car. I was weak, yo.
I understood her point, but that ain't his responsibility. I mean,
it's not.
There's nothing else he could, you know.
I know what you carry. Good job. Good job.
Yeah. And for all these people, but see, everybody didn't realize it was staged, right? So they really expressing like how to, like, people are ending social media friendships over this whole
Yeah, they are.
McDonald's shit.
They
You know what
are.
I'm
But still,
saying?
I mean, I don't understand how people really expected him to bring everybody something to eat.
Girl.
I think it's probably quite a few people out there who think that way.
He done fed them already. All they ugly asses came to the birthday party that his ass paid for. So
That is not that man's responsibility.
now this responsibility.
My
To all
apologies.
cupcakes.
Maybe what he should do is go and pick his child up, and they go somewhere. You know, they can roll to the park right quick, and they can eat or whatever.
You won't gonna let him.
But when you want to do something generous for your kid, you just, I can't do nothing just for my kid because I gotta remember she got other siblings, and so I can't do nothing nice for my kid.
Okay.
So I can't go get my kids some new shoes because the other siblings don't have new shoes. I can't get my kid no DoorDash because the other ones ain't gonna get no DoorDash.
That's crazy, right? Where they daddies at?
Exactly.
I don't
Let's
know.
ask that question first.
Yeah.
I don't
Where
know.
they daddies at?
But you know,
he trying to split the nuggets. If that's the problem, he gonna leave and split the nuggets.
Look, but that brother's probably paying child support too. You don't think that child support ain't going to all them kids?
every last and look, and she getting child support for all of them. She getting child support for all of them. That hoe say, how you gonna bring one bag and you know I don't get my stamps into the.
See? They telling a story.
I don't get my stamps to the 11th. How you gonna just bring
and you
one
can't
bag of
McDonald's
shit?
even if you had stamps. Unless you're in Baltimore, then you can buy anything you want.
If you hadn't sold all them hoes, she hadn't sold all them hoes for some weed, them kids would have some money. And you sitting around letting them eat up all the goddamn fruit snacks at one time.
But
They don't eat up all the sandwiches.
It was a good thought because you know what though, that might have been staged, but I'm sure that there's been situations that definitely applied to.
That has happened.
Yes.
I agree. I agree.
So too. I think
not just with McDonald's, but with other things, because that even makes you think, you know, what about other stuff? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so now I ain't gonna do nothing extra for my kid no more because it causes a big deal. And then you wonder why people always hollering about, oh, well, he don't do nothing for blah, 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 blah. That's exactly why.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up too, Sonia, because, you know, I've been scrolling through these raggedy Facebook videos. They really need to do a better job because I've never seen so much crap in my freaking life. But there was one about this young lady named Michelle Blair. Do y'all remember that story back 2015, 16, something like that, out of Detroit? And she had like 3 or 4 kids. 2 of the older kids, the younger son told her that the 2 older kids, the boy and the girl, molested him. And she killed him. She killed both of them, 9-year-old and a 13-year-old. And suffocated them, abused them, tortured them, the whole 9, stuck them in the deep freezer in her living room. And they sat in that motherfucker for 3 years. She got evicted and they were pulling the stuff out the house. And that's how they found the kids in a plastic glad bag. I lie to you not. Look it up. I thought that was staged, but there's actually a Netflix documentary that I'm probably gonna watch late night tonight when I wake up in the middle of the night. But yeah, and she clowned. She pleaded guilty. She told details of how she killed him. They said the little boy told that his brother held him up by something, by a string or something. She took a belt, put it around his neck, and held him up in the air and asked him how he felt about it. Put a bag around him, burned him. She gave the judge detail by detail. She said they were demons. They had no right. Now, mind you, she had been abused and molested as a child. And she said she made it clear to her kids to never do that, never let anybody do that to them. So she said them 2 were monsters. It was her job to protect her son. Her mom did not protect her. She told her mom what happened to her, and her mom blew her off. And so that's why she felt like she was right. Well, they were doing the custody hearing, and the dads were in the room. And they were talking about giving the custody to the dads that had never done anything for the kids. And she went the fuck off. She went off. It was like, this is why this happened. They never helped. They didn't get child support. They didn't do this, that, and the other. And I don't think they got custody of the other two kids, but I don't know what happened to them. So I'm going to do some more research on that. But it's kind of profound that you say that, you know, he's probably taking care of them and doing whatever. But that was a hell of a story.
Yeah, that was. That's crazy though. But yeah, but you know, I mean, you know, a lot of men get the bad rap about their kids, but that just goes to show it's not always the men's fault.
It
Not
is
all.
not. And for
Definitely not.
the record, research shows that even though black men may not be able to pay child support because of work situations, felonies, backgrounds, they are more involved with their kids than white men.
Interesting.
It is. But we always giving the brother a hard time though.
But it's got to be a reason to give the brothers a hard time. Maybe it's just that we hear about the brothers that aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and you don't hear about the brothers that's doing what they're supposed to do.
Correct.
Maybe that's what it is.
Correct.
Could be.
Because you don't bring the people. Because to me, it's one of the things like, well, you don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do. Because that's what you're supposed to
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. So you don't get no accolades for doing what you're supposed to do, but not do it. And then it's going to be brought to their attention. That's probably how that works.
Right.
You see the people that are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Again, my favorite father, Nick Cannon.
I'm pro Nick Cannon too.
He do oh look, Mariah put something out. Check it out, look it up. Talking about how now you know she live on one coast, he live on another. That he see his twins every day, twice a week. FaceTime them every day, twice a day, morning and the evening. And if they have an activity and he can't get to it, say he's a wonderful father to her.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Because they ask her about all the siblings, and she's like, "Yeah, my kids are 11, so they're starting to understand that they have siblings and that they're having, you know, more kids or whatever. So they do have questions." She's like, "But it don't affect them in the way he treats them."
Right.
And she said, as long as that never changes, then we never have any problem.
So that's justifiable to keep slinging your dick, though.
If you want kids, I mean, what's the difference between we have parents and people that have 9 to 13 kids, and him having 9 to 13 kids? I mean, what's the difference?
I guess not. He can take care of them, so I guess not. You know.
Yeah. And until somebody say, "Oh, he an awful father," he abusing my child. He not paying child support. My kids are being neglected. I feel like we got to keep giving Nick the credit.
All right, credit, Nick.
And he just opened up a cancer center for in honor of his son, the one that passed away from brain cancer.
Yeah.
So he doing the damn thing. He employing black people. He, you know, I don't know how he managed his schedule, but he doing a hell of a job. Because he said he don't miss nothing of his kids. So, you know, and we got, and here we talking again, we got people with one kid that ain't seen that kid in years.
Or they live 2 blocks from the child and don't even see the child.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Eddie Murphy was raggedy.
Right.
Eddie Murphy was raggedy.
He was raggedy. Wouldn't he claim the kid?
Wouldn't he claim the little girl?
No, didn't.
Ain't it terrible?
And he had what, 10 kids, right?
I think so, yeah.
And 5, 6 by his wife. So
you know, they say Bobby Brown's a good father too.
now
Yeah,
that he's fat and old.
He got a couple of I've never heard of him. Not even his oldest son.
Yes, I did.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I did. You gotta remember, I went to college with what's his name? Michael Bennett's sister.
With the sister.
Right. So yeah.
She went to Nova State, but she went to HU.
Nope, she went to Norfolk State University.
Did she? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So she was older than him.
Yeah, she was. I remember that.
Just a year. But she and no, Bobby Brown had kids since he was 18, 19?
It was a puppy, heck yeah.
He won't take care of his kids. And that was the height of his career. Think about it. He won't take care of his kids.
My ex-boyfriend's sister-in-law went to school with them. They grew up in the same neighborhood.
In the hood, huh?
In the hood. Real talk. She know them personally, like.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what you think about? They ain't stay in the hood long because they was out by the time they was 13, 14 years old. So, but yeah, so it's a lot of people that's not good fathers that, so I can't, so, shout out to the good dads. There's a lot of bad moms too. Let's not get it twisted. There's some bad moms out there too.
Oh yeah, it's
people putting the light bill in the kid's name and the cable bill, and so there's some bad moms out there as well.
His credit messed up at 8 years old.
8 years old.
Mm-hmm. And they trying
to. You can't even. You come out with the what they call it, starter credit. What they come out the gate with starter credit.
You live in an apartment, you can't even get your lights on.
Can't even get your lights on.
Your bill $7,322.
$25,000 bill because your mom
God.
That shit up.
You can't get a cell phone.
You can't do nothing. And these other parents out here on this S8 and the food stamps and TANF and all that, they need to be careful with that because they don't realize that when they're getting that stuff for these kids, there's a cutoff window as to how much of that aid you can get. When you at that cutoff window, it starts rolling over to that kid and rolling over to that other kid and rolling over to that other kid. And then of course, it's generational. So when the kid go try to get it, they ain't got for 5 or 10 years of it because the mama done used half this shit. Everybody don't know that.
Well, maybe they don't need to know it. Maybe they need to put their kids in a better situation. So what happens with that? They just have to go get a job like regular people?
Well, look at that.
Ooh, there it is.
And they don't want to do that.
Because I don't understand why you get TANF after your child is 2.
No. I can see it until they have, I
see why you get TANF after 6 weeks because we got to go back to work. Why the fuck they don't have to go to work?
We shouldn't be having to go back to work after 6 weeks. We're the only country that goes back to work in 6 weeks.
I don't give a damn, we do. So why you gonna get a $200 check for sitting down? Why don't you just go to work? They gonna pay for your daycare for at least a year or 2.
That list is quite long too.
Sure, I don't know where you live, but in the area of my country, you just go sign up. It ain't
no out here there's a waiting list on CCMS. If you don't know nobody, you ain't gonna get, just like Section 8. You don't know nobody, you ain't gonna get bumped up.
Section 8 is a joke, but
it is.
But they
can time limits and term limits on all of that stuff.
If you working, they gonna give it to you. They gonna give it to you in the DMV.
They keep talking about they gonna get rid of it, but they're not gonna get rid of it because the power don't want their PWT cousins to come around them. So
I believe in social programs. I like social programs. I just don't like the way they administer.
Yeah, I don't think you should. It shouldn't be a lifetime achievement award. That's for sure. I mean, seriously, it shouldn't be no damn lifetime achievement award. You know what I'm saying? It just shouldn't be.
But it should be some stipulations. It's like they have some wonderful job training programs. I don't understand why people don't take advantage of them. I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand.
My husband works in it every day. They don't want to work. They want it long enough for the employer to sign the paper so they can continue to get their food stamps. After that, they quit. Then they're supposed to get sanctioned. Then it's a catch-22.
That's what I'm saying. It's just administered poorly, right?
They don't sanction them because they still need the money and they need to show the grant program that they're doing what they're supposed to do. So
if people could make a living wage, just a living wage, that's all. If they could do that, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. We wouldn't be having conversations about gun violence and crime and, all of this kind of mental health. And we wouldn't be having these conversations. Just a living wage. I don't think that's asking for much.
It's not, because you got those countries, those Switzerland and what's the other countries now coming out here? the neutral countries, all those countries, Amsterdam and all that stuff, that have a whole lot of social programs.
Mm-hmm.
But people work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can take 2 years off after you have a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
still getting paid.
Yeah.
They pay for your daycare.
Jay and I was just talking about that the other day, and drugs are legal, and they have a
Right,
very low crime rate.
very low crime, and
They have little bistros set up where you go in. They got clean needles, all the paraphernalia you need, smoke, shoot up, do whatever. Low crime rate.
low crime. But people open that door, they ride their bikes. It's low. You got to pay them a certain amount of money so people,
Mhm.
everybody can live or whatever. It's just,
Mhm.
and it's, I'm like, why don't we model stuff like that? You know,
Too much like right. And you can't get rich off of that. It's all about the
No,
greed for this country. That's what that is.
and exploitation. That word keeps coming up,
It
exploitation,
does.
because
It
I
and
think
does.
they
you said it earlier, Monica, earlier today.
they do
It's
their fair
about the
share.
exploitation.
Taxes, and they do taxes their fair share, which means the rich
Mhm.
people in those countries pay a lot more than the poor people, right?
Right.
But
Right.
they were like, but with what we get, because don't get me wrong, they still get the free child care and the free college and the free
Mhm.
this and the free that too. So
Yeah,
it's like, okay, so we're gonna pay, this 40% of our what we make, and they only paying 10 or 15 because of the income, that's how it gradually goes up. But they
yeah,
don't
yeah,
complain
yeah.
about it. They just do it.
Right. And it goes back to what you're saying too, Carrie, about exploitation. It has a trickle down effect because now the poor and the less fortunate are exploiting their children so they can receive these funds and receive these services. You know what I'm saying? And I got a family member, man. She had a kid every year to make sure that when the one turned 18, that she can still get the funds. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Still get the program.
Wow.
So you,
How do you not?
That's
so
a
now
whole word, Monica.
you in a hole for the rest for your life. You in a
In
hole.
the hole for your
You
life
never
till they
succeed.
finally
You
they
never.
finally caught up with her after I done called 25 times and I don't give a fuck if she listens. They finally caught her ass and I mean seriously, I don't care. This was right. You know what I'm saying? It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate. I don't know where my kinfolk are. One of
Mm.
them was turned over to a great family. Daughter ended up graduating, going to high school, going to college, the whole nine. But they're just out there. You know what I'm saying? And you just feel like somebody did you wrong. You know,
Oh, you talking about her children?
Yeah,
just just all out there, all different
Well,
ages,
next
all
well,
different.
next week we are going to talk about donated money because even though they're not saying it, we all know we're in a recession. And
Hmm.
I think Gary
Right.
said it. We need to do some recession tips and things to do, to save money and get money. So even if
Yeah.
it's not live or we pre-recorded or whatever, we gonna get it out there for next Wednesday because it's the beginning of the third quarter and people should be making some life changes because we talked about it before. During over the last 2.5, 3 years, people should be thriving. You know, people should be thriving right now, and it's no excuse. But now's the time to prepare yourself because it's not gonna get better right now. I just saw Virginia; their gas tax going
Yeah.
up 7%. Um,
Mm.
so
Yeah,
I
It's
I just
just
feel
definitely
I
gonna
feel
get
bad
worse.
for the
yeah,
folks that didn't get it in during COVID, because that was a come up.
but but you still can get it in now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
we
can.
definitely gonna do a melanated money next
Mhm.
week for the first, and
We need to
maybe they
do
can
one
keep
about businesses too, about starting a business, LLC, the difference
all
between.
that we cover and eventually or sometime.
Yeah,
But about your money and getting your money right for this recession because
yeah.
you know we gotta do better, people, and they doing better. White people understand, they give people the breaks and the knowledge, but sometimes we
Mhm.
just don't listen. I don't think
Mhm.
that we trying to say we know everything, but
Mhm.
we know a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
And I
can
wanna
share.
I wanna
Share
give a
something with
shout
it.
out, to I didn't mean to cut you off, Sonya, but why I'm thinking about it, to the families of uh the 18 wheeler that had those 65 people in the back of that 18 wheeler. We are up to 53 that died now as of today. So there are only 12 that are surviving. And I find it interesting that there were more men than women and children in that truck. But I guess they were coming to try to make a living for their families. So not a shout out, but just give some love, some positive energy to those families. I don't know what the driver, from what we're understanding today, it was a mom and pop company. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. They did catch 2 out of the 3 drivers, but just send out some positive energy, light, and love to those that have lost 53 family members, which is absolutely insane.
It is. And to take out your week, do something good for somebody this week. Just do something good for somebody. Make somebody smile. It's rough right now for a lot of people. So just make somebody smile, even if it's somebody in your own damn house. Just make somebody smile. So
and it doesn't cost anything to do.
And if it does cost, buy somebody a quarter tank of gas.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Fill them up. If you can afford to fill them up. Yeah. If you people hire me in the morning tomorrow, you're gonna get a fill up. And I'm in here.
I'm gonna get you the half. I ain't gonna get you the whole.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill you up. I'm going right. Let me see what gas station. I ain't even gonna tell you. I might stand up there for about 15 minutes.
I don't need to record for you when you do it. What time you leave?
Yeah, I'm not them people that I'm not a good doer. I do stuff.
Oh, you don't put it all over social media when you help somebody.
All I need is a thank you, and then that's it.
Oh, yeah. I thought that's what people did.
I don't have to go. Come here, let me take your picture together. Come on, girl.
We ain't doing fish dinners.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing fish dinners. If I'm doing fish dinners, I'm giving them out. We giving them to our elderly people.
We ain't doing 25, 30 bottles of water and shit.
We don't.
I appreciate love that.
So yeah. So we do our own community work. That's our tithe and offering. So.
It sounds like good intentions to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean church tithes and offering?
Take it how you want it. But
I'm gonna give to the community. I'm sorry.
Take it how you want it. I'm giving it to whoever. And you ain't got to be the poor. It could just be somebody just in the street at the right time, right? People been good to me, so I feel like I'm gonna be good to them.
Without a doubt.
Because where would we be without people? Mm-hmm.
I love us. I swear I do.
I do too. We try to do right, man.
Now I'm sitting here now, get ready to hang up and go tell Anthony, we gotta go to the gas station.
You'll be like,
you gotta pump. Yeah. I don't know. Police might be trying to run a scam in Hampton. You know how that goes.
Come on your side or something. Challenge other. You know what, though, Carrie? It might be a good deal though, because if you challenge other people to pay it forward, and then it may catch on fire. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It might catch on fire.
All right, I gotta go talk to my grandson on the phone, yo.
All
Happy birthday, dude.
Next week.
Peace.